Good evening, friends. Similar to big companies, small companies also dream of getting themselves listed on the stock exchanges, but they generally fall short of meeting the eligibility criteria of the BSE and NSE. World over, governments have recognized the role and importance of the SMEs in their economy, which have become silent drivers of economic development. The biggest challenge being faced by these enterprises is access to capital. To overcome this, almost all major capital markets have realized the need for a separate exchange for SME segment. More than 20 countries operate separate SME bourses. These markets have tried to create a SME-friendly market architecture supported by effective institutions and forging links to policies that foster a new class of investable equities. Good evening again. Welcome to the MOU signing ceremony and a session on SME IPO alternative source to finance. Brought to you by CMSME and the National Stock Exchange. CMSME is an organization which aims at being the global leader in SME support. And as we all know, NSE's vision is also to continue to be a leader, establish global presence, and facilitate the financial well-being of people. CMSME and NSE would work together in many areas for the development of MSMEs in the country. We have a very special person with us, as Santosh sir said, to tell us more about NSE and its activities and how we can benefit from the services of NSE. She is the Vice President of National Stock Exchange of India Limited, which is currently ranked the world's second largest exchange in cash market trades. She is responsible for all India business development initiatives of NSE, for listing of small and medium enterprises, SMEs, on the bourse. She is a postgraduate in financial management and commerce and law graduate with nearly 20 years of experience of working with NSE. In her earlier roles at NSE, she has handled functions like listing, investigation, member supervision, and clearing corporate operations. She is also the vice chairperson of the World Federation of Exchanges, SME Working Group. Welcome, Ms. Rachna Bhusari. Over to you, ma'am.
Thanks, Aparna, and thanks, Santosh, for the, I think, a brief description about what the MOU is and how we both are committed as an institution to take SMEs forward and facilitate them in their growth path. So, and Aparna, thanks for the brief introduction about me as well. So, I think the tone has been set about, what is difficult and what are the challenges that most of the SME companies come across. And I'll be tackling on one of the biggest challenges which the SMEs face is about fundraising. They have a business model in place. They have demonstrated growth over a period of time. They are doing well in their businesses. They have profitability track record. They are being continuous business operation model. But having said that, there is a limitation to access of capital which they face too. Because traditionally what we come across is that the SMEs would go for banking channels for funding their growth, for funding their requirements. But there's a limit to what a banking channel also can fund to SMEs. We have seen that the lack of collaterals, availability of collaterals, timely funding, the cost of funding also leads to multiple hassles to the promoters when they want to fund their businesses to grow. So was this a dilemma ever going to give output, or we were supposed to live with this kind of a structure wherein there was no alternative? And it was felt that there was already a vibrant primary market which was facilitating the larger corporates to the public funding mechanism. However, the smaller corporates, due to the higher entry norms or due to the low recognition levels at their business levels across the country, it was difficult for them to fund themselves. And the compliances also were very significantly higher for a larger company. So considering all these challenges which were not enabling the SMEs to raise funds, it was decided to launch a separate segment or a separate platform for small and medium enterprises to raise funds through the exchange mechanism, through the public funding route. And hence in 2012, the SME platform was set up by NSE and BSE both in the same year. And we had the same year, we had the first listings take place across both exchanges in the same year. And from there, we have demonstrated a conviction and commitment towards development of this segment, worked relentlessly across the length and breadth of the country to ensure that we are able to create more and more awareness about this platform, about this product that NSE has an offering for SMEs, and how easy it is for promoters to comply with what is required to be a listed entity, and it is not even difficult for promoters to embark on this journey of public funding. So I think we've done overall more than 1,000 programs across the country, must have met more than 1,500 promoters, and while we were relentlessly following up, we realized that the promoters were lapping up this opportunity, and we have today on NSE more than 200 companies that have got listed on this platform. And these companies have raised more than 3,000 crores of funds. So an average NSE amount for an SME to fund their businesses. So this is how we've seen the growth of the platform. And last 1.5 years, we've seen some lukewarm responses in the SME segment. But that's overall due to the market conditions, not because the promoters have not found this platform to be viable to be listed. So several compliance dispensations and frequency reductions have been offered through this platform, which enables the promoter to enjoy lesser compliance cost and a lesser compliance burden on them. The eligibility norms are pretty simple, very simple. In fact, most of the SME companies are able to meet the eligibility requirements of 3 years of track record and 2 years of profitability at EBITDA levels. So this itself allows the SME company to raise funds through this mechanism by having lower entry norms. Various differentiations have been again created in the platform so that investors, the stakeholders are all able to actually benefit out of this platform. So, it's a very simple entry platform with lesser compliances. And what I would say is that a lot of investor awareness that is being garnered about this platform. So, like you said, 3,000 crores of funds have been raised. Itself speaks that there has been quite a significant amount of interest by the investors in this platform, which has enabled these promoters to raise funds. So, we can share a detailed. We've entered into an MOU with the institution, so that we are able to work forward with all the SMEs in this segment, and create more and more awareness. And I think with Santosh Naparna being at the helm of affairs, able to drive and more sessions of such kind, be able to guide and facilitate the ecosystem, the